All right, guys, welcome to this interview with Luke. He is a longtime member of the Massage Therapist Success Academy, and I was really excited for him to tell us a bit about his business, his success, and share some knowledge and tips with you guys watching. So, Luke, thanks for doing this. And
No
if
problem.
you want, I'll just get you to introduce yourself and a bit about yourself and your business.
Yeah, so my name's Luke. I'm from Belfast in Northern Ireland. I run a sports massage therapy business, and I have done now for the last 2.5, 3 years. Um, Started off slow. I was maybe doing one or two clients a week, sporadically, and then that was during COVID, and I've seen one of Kurt's ads a couple of times and I kept putting it off because I see loads of ads like this, people claiming that they can help you in different things, and I never really believed them. And there was the job I had at the time. I was in a wee bit of a argument with the boss, and things weren't going too well. And I thought, you know what, screw this, I'll try this because the ad popped up at that time. Funny enough, after I had an argument with the boss on the phone, first ad that pops up on Facebook was Kurt's, and I'd seen this a couple of times, so I thought, you know what, I'll try this. And 4 weeks after I put my first ad on, I was able to leave that job and hand my notice in because my schedule was so busy. So I went from two clients a week to pretty much full time self employed within 30 days. Which, had you told me that, I would have laughed in your face. There's no way that's happening, but it did. It happened. The next part after that, I was doing mobile massage for around about a year and a half, and then I moved into my own premises about a year and a half ago. So I lost a couple of clients from the mobile massage because I would have been going out to them and they were a bit far away, and this was just in the one area. So the ads have helped me keep busy in my own premises as well.
Yeah, nice. I actually forgot that you had that story similar to another member, Kevin, where you were working and as soon as you started, you were able to quit your job pretty soon. But was the job you were in massage working for someone else, or was it just separate to the industry?
No, it was a job that it was an MMA coaching job, running kids classes and summer school type stuff.
Mhm.
I really enjoyed it. I loved the actual work itself. I had an interest in MMA and in sports and in helping kids develop and stuff. I really loved it, but towards the end, there was a few differences with the boss. Didn't quite see eye to eye. And at that point, I said to mum and dad before, I was like, I'm going to quit this job and I'm going to focus all my time on massage and on sports massage. And they were like, you haven't even had one client in the last month. How are you going to quit your job and pay everything you need to pay? I was like, I don't care, I'm doing it. And they said, don't be stupid, stay at it until you get enough people on the side that you can maybe bridge the gap and then leave. And I
Which
said,
is
yeah,
not, it's not bad advice. Like that's actually not like because they're not
yeah,
really aware of like the fact that you can advertise and get clients really quickly because it just doesn't make sense to
yeah.
them.
It, that's seemed to happen really quick. Like it's almost as if I said in the living room that night, I know I'm going to do this, and then the app popped up. I tried the ad, and it was almost like overnight success in terms of getting clients.
And so, what thoughts or concerns did you have before starting the program? Like, as you said, you see ads like this all the time, but obviously
Yeah.
you just gave it a go. But what thoughts or concerns was going through your head before you started?
In terms of the actual program, it seemed a bit too good to be true. 7 clients in 7 days was the initial program that I'd signed up for. Um, but I had this sort of mindset of, if this guy's getting is able to get 7 clients in 7 days, why does he need my money? Type of thing was my view on the situation. Why does he need to help me if he's making enough money? And that's the way I viewed all of them style ads of people helping them. Um, but as I say, I was sort of pushed to the edge that day, so that's why I tried it. And after I tried it and I worked, I was like, how many other opportunities have I passed up on from people that have been trying to help with different things? But no, the main fear was putting my card details in online because I've never actually really bought a program online like that.
Yeah.
And to be honest, if you didn't have PayPal as a payment provider, I probably wouldn't have signed up. Because I think I used PayPal to pay initially, and then I switched to my card. But because I knew PayPal was a bit safe, and if anything went wrong or I was scammed in some sort of way, I could reclaim that money back because I've done it before. So PayPal took that concern away.
Yeah, I agree. And the thing a lot of people don't realize is that you can actually get your money back through your bank through chargebacks if something's a scam as well. PayPal makes it easier, I think. I've never actually had to get my money back, or maybe like we all. I'm the same as you. Like I'm always worried about putting my details in, but I've never actually had to get my money back. I don't think with anything, but because the thing is, what people don't realize is as a seller, like I'm a seller on Stripe and PayPal. If you get too many chargebacks, they'll just block you and ban your business. So you won't be around for long. So if you see someone advertising for a long period of time, like that means they're not getting chargebacks from scams and stuff like that. So yeah, just I didn't know that until I became a seller. That it was
that was the main concern that I had. But as you say, people don't know that.
Yeah. So you joined and you obviously got a lot of clients. So the first ad, you get more than 7 clients in 7 days.
Yeah, like times 10. Times 10. About 2 weeks the ad ran for, and I had to turn it off. Yeah, just crazy.
Okay.
So I remember telling my my dad how many clients I booked in, because it was like the ad started on a Wednesday, and I blocked out some time on the Friday, and I was going out on the Saturday, and I planned to do stuff with friends on the Sunday, and all of a sudden all them plans were cancelled, and it was just, oh, I've got clients Friday, I've got clients Saturday, and I've got clients Sunday. And my dad was sort of like, where did you get all these people from? And explaining, there's this guy who writes adverts on Facebook, and it's actually working.
That's awesome. And so yeah, you obviously got your schedule filled up for the next month pretty quick, and that's when you quit your job after a month. And is that right?
So once I'd started the first ad and seen how much work it gave me, I was like, yeah, no, I'm going for this. I was going to go for it without any clients. When I had a month full of clients, I was definitely going for it. Yep. I was like, there's 18 months of adverts there, and I've tried one, and look what it's done for me. So, if it's anything like this, it's going to be really busy for the next while.
Yeah, nice. And so that's really cool. So one of the questions I was going to ask was, how has it changed your life? But you explained you got to work for yourself, and before this call, we were talking about potential like opening up a business and walking through that, which that sounds pretty exciting.
Massive changes in my life since starting the average. And I'm not genuinely just saying that. Like it's crazy different in terms of just general happiness. In terms of, I always had this lifelong goal of being self-employed and having a boss, and I never knew how that was going to happen. But it seems like it's happened so quickly now, and that's because of the average. On top of that, financially, things have never ever been better for me. And I've achieved a load of different goals through the ads. So last year I had 3 staff members working for me. Things didn't work out for various reasons, but it's brilliant to say that I've had that experience now of being a boss and having staff in, and knowing what that takes. And it's something I'm going to come back to. As you said, we've talked about before the call about a business that I'm going to sort of look into. But to have that experience is an experience I never thought I would have. To say that I've had staff members and I've had my own business is life changing. It's very different.
Yeah, it's so cool. It makes me really happy to see success stories like yourself, because I was the exact same. I worked for someone my whole life, and then I got exposed to ads through a friend and became a personal trainer. And I ran one ad. He gave me the ad because he was paying someone $500 a week. This was like 7-8 years ago. And he just gave me an ad to copy and paste, and I got like 30 clients. And I'd been trying to make it as a personal trainer for 6 months and got I had like 4 clients. And then I just ran one ad and got 30 clients. And then I started learning ads back. And I joined my own coaching program that cost me like $500 a week and started learning. And then just went from a PT to a gym owner really quickly and hired staff. And because I relate to your story. It's really cool. So it's cool to see.
Yeah.
So what have been your three
Ads,
biggest? Oh, sorry. Yeah.
I was just gonna say ads are vital in terms of like if I see someone who has a business with clients and customers that have not ran ads, it's like the level of respect is mad because how have you done that without Facebook ads is crazy.
Yeah. The ideal situation is if you can grow on your own without ads a little bit, and then you've got a good service and a good product, and you're good at what you do, and then adding ads is just like speeding things up to your goals, shortcutting it in a quarter of the time.
Yeah.
But what have been your 3 biggest challenges that you've overcame so far? I know you touched on staffing, but in your mind, what are your 3 biggest challenges you've had to get to now, and how did you get past them?
Well, one of the big challenges was probably mindset around moving from being mobile to having my own premises. So I'd spent a year of advertising in different areas so that I had different days and different places doing mobile massage. And I had this routine and it was comfortable. Um, and there was people who were continually coming back and stuff. And I knew by opening a premises, I would cut a lot of them off. So a challenge for me, mindset wise, was going all in on the premises, being prepared to lose people, and being confident enough to know that I could just run ads again and get new people in for the premises, so that I didn't have to drive halfway around the country to do different appointments and drive 7 hours a day to work crazy hours. So the mindset from switching from mobile to having my own place was definitely a challenge, which it'll be probably in this next step of opening an even bigger place with equipment and staff and stuff. The second challenge was probably COVID, in that the rules and stuff were quite unclear. People weren't that confident, which when I say this now, it probably isn't a challenge because people, on one hand, you'd have people who weren't that confident to book in, but then I was able to just run ads and get more clients. So I didn't need to worry about them people that were sort of a bit worried and were maybe reacting negatively to close contact services still being open and things like that. Because one thing the ads have given me is the ability to say no to people. Because if I don't like working with someone, or if I don't like working with someone, I don't have to. You can get other clients by clicking a button and writing a few lines of text on a Facebook ad. The third challenge then would probably be, and this is probably a challenge for most people, this is just because I would be a bit blind to these things, but the way my room was set up and how an area has to be clean and organized. So, I mean, the first time I got the premises, my workspace was a mess. There was no posters on the wall. There was no paint. It was a massage bed, and it was me with a chair. And luckily, the customer had a chair that was already in there. But had the chair not been there, I maybe wouldn't have got them a chair. But yeah, there's a training in the academy that sort of goes about setting your room up. And now I have things neatly organized. I have shelves up, one wall's painted like a feature wall. Got a canvas up, a mirror, place to hang your coats. So it's a bit more organized, but that was a challenge I didn't see at the start.
That's cool. So you actually watched that training about how to decorate your room?
Oh, it was needed. Yeah, I should have actually got a photo. I don't even know if I have a photo beforehand of what it looks like compared to now, but it's definitely different.
I didn't even know if people watched that training because I actually paid. I don't know if you were on the live training. I paid the interior decorator from that decorated our clinic. I paid her $100 to do the call and teach everything, and it's in there as a bonus in the first month, and I don't even know how many people watch it, but it's cool that it actually helped you.
No, it's important, that one.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, it's something that a lot of people don't think about is when a customer comes in, they want to come to a nice place, and they probably won't come. It's an uphill battle to rebook people if your room's not nice and your whole business is not
Especially
nice.
it needs to be a hygienic, safe space for people. You'd maybe get away with it if you were running a corner shop that's got a bit of dust on the floor, but I think with a massage place, it has to be very clean, hygienic, and look a certain way.
It needs to build trust, like
But, yeah,
especially women as well. But I say more so women. They need to have it like something well lit, tidy, looks nice, trustworthy. Like, and you're a male therapist, which is typically harder to build a long term client base, especially because most men, like some men won't go to men, but some
yeah,
women won't go to women. But I think all men and all women go to women. So yeah, you have to get everything on point, which is awesome that you've managed to build your business so quick being a guy. So you're doing a lot right. So I was going to ask next, what are the three best strategies and tactics that you think that have helped grow your business? And we'll probably just say outside of ads, because we know ads work, but what are the other tips and strategies that you could give that you've noticed?
nailing the rebooking process, I think, is really key. Um, if you get people in, every person you get in has to be like gold dust. As in, the way I sometimes view 10 clients that I have in the week is, these 10 clients are the only 10 clients I'm ever going to have. I need to keep them all, so you need to rebook them all. If you're constantly losing clients and people aren't rebooking, then you're forever going to be trying to plug holes and fill gaps. So nailing the rebooking process is definitely key.
That's,
The
that's a really
second
good
one,
that's a really good mindset that some people don't think about. Is like, what if these were the last 10 clients you ever have? How would you
yeah,
treat them? How would you treat them so they gave you a referral? What would you have to do for them, and how would you make them feel special? Like
yeah.
so they would could give you.
And I enjoy working with for today. For example, today I actually had this thought. As I was leaving work, the day I had today with my clients, I enjoyed everyone who was in. I enjoyed the order and the schedule that it was, and I made pretty good money that day. So I rebooked everyone today, and at the end of the day, I was like, that's good, because I'm going to have that same day again in 4 or 5 weeks.
Yeah,
Or had I lost one or two people that didn't rebook, that day is going to look a bit different in 4 or 5 weeks. So yeah, it's about keeping the same income and um the same people in that I enjoy working with.
that's awesome. What was number two? I sorry I cut you off when you were saying it.
No, you're right. Number two would definitely be, and it maybe relates into the whole rebooking process, but it's a smaller part of that. Customer service and making the customer feel valued. So a way that I would say that I would be a bit different to other people is that I really do care about customers and my clients. Um, from the moment they come in to the moment they leave, and even a couple of days after, checking in on them and seeing how they are. Sometimes I'll flick forward in my diary to maybe 3 weeks, and these are people who have been in before, but they're in this next 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and I'll just give them a text just to check in how they're doing, how their pain is, if we've been working on a specific area, if I've sent them exercises, ask them how their exercises are going, or even if it's just that they've told me something about their life, like their kids struggling in school or something, or their job's a bit crap at the moment. If I can remember that detail and then text them when they're not in for another like 2 3 weeks, that gives them the sense that they really care, and again, it strengthens the trust that they have in me. Then
That's awesome. That's really important. Yeah, it's so cool. It just goes to show you that you really do care about your clients. It's no wonder that you're doing so well. So that's awesome. What would you say the third one is? So you had customer service
uh,
number two, and then
yeah, the
yeah,
third one would probably be um, measuring and managing finances, leads, rebooking, just having everything tracked, so that, and this is only something that I've recently not even got a hold of, but I'm starting to try and get a hold of, but I recognize that it's valuable. So this might sound crazy to people who own businesses, but for a long time I never really tracked what I made. It was always like I'd count it up at the end of the week, and I'll have the figure in my head, like, oh nice, I made this month, or oh nice, I made this week. But I never had it on a spreadsheet to go back and go, what did I make in May 2020? So in the last year, I've started doing that. And then on top of that, having another box or table that says 20 clients or 25 clients in this week, 80% rebooked. And just to give me an idea of, I can look back on a Sunday and go, my rebooking was down this week. I need to improve that. The old sort of saying of what gets measured gets managed is very true.
Yeah, that's awesome. Now, honestly, I don't think many business owners track finances and stuff like that, but I think people think they do. But I noticed just from working with a lot of businesses that, because I used to help people with their ads. I used to have an ad agency, and then I started working with all these business owners, and I realized how bad their businesses were run. I just thought in my head that all business owners were doing things well, and that's why they own businesses, because they're smarter than everyone else. But after working with business owners, I realized like most of them don't know what they're doing, and they're not doing things right. So that's what gave me the confidence to open my own business. So if you can just do the basics like that, right? You can care about your clients. You can be great at what you do. You can do great customer service. You can track things. You can do ads. Like, you're gonna be better than 99% of people, I reckon. So I just think you should take that and build your confidence with it, and be confident if you want to expand and do something bigger.
Yeah, no, that's true. Sometimes look at what you're doing right, and you look at more what you're maybe doing wrong and what you can improve. But I suppose it is important to look at what you're doing right too.
Yeah. So, and by the way, that I do have that training in the academy, which is about setting up the dashboards. Was that what you looked at when you did all that?
Yeah. So, um, I started making it a goal to get one training or one module done each week. And that's when I was sort of flicking through a few things and I'd seen the dashboards, and then it was almost like, this is common sense. How am I not tracking what I'm doing each month in terms of finances and figures and leads and all this stuff? But yeah, that was the training. Yeah.
Cool. All right. So the last questions I was going to ask was, what's the future outcome that this program helped deliver for you? But we've already spoke about you're looking to expand into a bigger business, and that's exciting. I know you mentioned to me off the call you managed to save up and buy a house, so that's given you security.
Yeah.
But anything else that you're excited about, or what you feel like the academy has helped you with for future?
The academy has helped me with direction, which will sound a bit different, but it's a good problem to have, that I've had 3-4 main goals and I've achieved them a lot quicker than I thought I would. And I've got them easier maybe than I thought I would. But that leaves this point, when you place everything that you've worked for the last maybe 3-4 years on certain goals, and you get them, such as having staff, being self-employed, buying a house. They're the things that I thought in my head, I'll maybe get that when I'm 30 or 40 or 50, but they get them so quickly sort of leaves you like, okay, what now?
How old are you? Sorry, I forgot to ask.
23.
Oh, nice. 23. That's cool.
Yes. It leaves you with this sort of thing like, well, what now? And that's sort of been sort of lacking in thinking. I've sort of just been going through the motions of, when the numbers are low for clients, it's thinking, I don't get more clients in, I'll go to work, come home, relax, chill. And there's no real goal or ambition to try to strive for. But having talked to you and looking through the modules in the academy and stuff, there is a next goal, if you know what I mean. Which is they open up a recovery center with saunas and ice baths, and have staff working, provide massages, a business that I could step away from, if need be, that I don't need to be in for it to run almost.
Yeah.
The next.
And what a lot of people don't realize, before we wrap up, is the cool thing about owning a business is not just the potential extra income, but it's an asset. It's a valuable asset that you can sell for hundreds of thousands of dollars, instead of, if you're a solo therapist working for yourself, you can't sell that business. Taking that step to a properly run business where it's like set up properly with systems and it's profitable, and you've got staff and all that, that's an investment asset, not just for you, to free up time. But like we've sold already one business, which is our gym, for multiple hundreds of thousands of dollars. And we're going to do the same for our massage clinic one day. We're going to sell that for hundreds of thousands of dollars. So it's just, it's a sellable asset, which people don't realize. So that's
Yeah,
really
that's it. And if you can't leave your, I seen a quote that says if you can't leave your business for a couple of days without it collapsing, then you don't have a business. You have a well-paid job.
yeah.
It's true.
I agree. And finally, we'll wrap it up because I know it's late where you are, Luke. Is what would be your recommendation to maybe other massage therapists who've maybe come across the academy and just on the fence about joining?
You could be making a massive, massive mistake by not joining. The amount of knowledge, not just about ads, but other aspects of actually running a massage business and salon, is really, really, really cheap. It's almost too cheap. I'm glad it was cheap, because if it wasn't cheap, I maybe wouldn't have joined. But like now that I'm in it, I can honestly say that, and I might not say this because Kurt might pump the price up for me, but I would pay anything for the knowledge that's in it. Especially when you look at the return on the money you're making, it's buttons on what you're spending. There really is no risk. I mean, the worst thing that can happen is you lose. Is it like a trial for $1 or the full price? So you're only going to lose a couple of dollars if it's really that bad. But I can guarantee that you try the first ad and you see how many clients it gets you, and then you realize that you can't live without this form of marketing and this knowledge. But yeah, join. It'll be very exciting. Once you see the amount of stuff that you don't know, or maybe know a wee bit about but could know more about.
Cool. Thanks for your recommendation. And I really enjoy having you in the group. I love when you hop on the calls and love helping you out with stuff, because I can see you really care about your clients, and I can see that you have a great attitude with all this. So yeah. And thanks for sharing your knowledge and tips with me.
No,
and
thank you for the last 2 years.
Yeah. All right. Thanks for that, Luke.
No problem at all. Thanks, Kurt.